So today we are talking about how to get rid of limiting beliefs so that you can get out of your head and focus on supporting your clients. So how to let go of limiting beliefs, so you can get out of your head and focus on your clients. So I'm super excited. I'm live here over on Facebook and on Instagram. So if I'm looking in a different direction, that is why. And if you're listening to this on a replay on the podcast, you're going to be like, what is she on about? And she says that every time. Okay, brilliant. So I'm going to give as much value and as much jam-packed, actionable content as I can. I do have about 10 minutes, so I'm going to aim to ram it all in there for you. So as always, I'm Rebecca Lockwood, your neuro-linguistic programming trainer, hypnosis trainer, and breakthrough coach trainer. And I'm super excited to support you with this very, very much well-asked topic. Is that even a thing? Well-asked topic. A lot of people have asked me for this topic. So hello, ladies. Hello. I can see you all there. So lovely to see some familiar faces and see you. And again, if you're listening to the podcast on replay, you're like, what is she on about? So I've got some notes, as always, to keep me from moving on to a tangent. But basically, I'm going to give you some really good tips and some actionable stuff that you can use if you are working with coaching clients, or you're starting to think about working with coaching clients, or maybe you're thinking about being a coach, but you've just got a lack of confidence or something, or you've got some limiting beliefs coming up around, can I do this? Am I going to be good enough? Is it possible? Yeah. So this session today is going to help you. So often people come to me with this problem. They're like, I want to be a coach. I want to work with people. I've been doing it for free. People come to me for help and to chat all the time. But when it comes to actually charging for coaching and charging for this, I'm not really sure that I can. I'm not sure if I'm good enough, or I'm not sure if it's going to be possible. They really want to support the coaching clients. So if they're already coaching, they really want to support the coaching clients or their potential clients, but they feel as though they might not be good enough, or they might not know enough, or they haven't got enough. They're not enough, whatever it is, right? There's not enough somewhere. And this is a massive limiting belief. So I'm going to talk to you about how to get rid of this. So often they find themselves having these conversations with themselves in the head about if they can actually do it or not, if they can actually be a coach. And they either self-sabotage their efforts in getting clients. So if this sounds like you, this is going to be really helpful for you. So they either self-sabotage their efforts of getting clients, so they think that they're actively marketing, right? But they're just not getting clients, yeah? Or they just don't do anything, and they just don't even attempt to get clients because they think that it's not going to work anyway because they don't have enough, whatever. Don't know enough, can't do enough, might not be enough. Yeah, it's usually something down to this. Or if you're sat there thinking, well, this does sound like me, but I'm not sure if that's the belief that I have, that's okay, because this is going to really help get rid of any belief that you may have that's stopping you from taking any action, or stopping you from either getting clients, or stopping you from being able to really just create a space for your clients to be able to have their transformations within your sessions. Okay. So one thing that's really important to think about is that it's really, really important to check in with yourself when you're coaching, right? Because you need to understand that the process of coaching is where you, as the coach, will meet your client halfway, right? I can't speak. The client has to meet you halfway, right? So as the coach, yes, you are going to facilitate the transformation, and you are going to provide the space and the, I want to say energy, that, you're going to create the space for the client to experience that transformation, but the client also has to meet you halfway, right? There's only so much as the coach you can do. So it's really important to frame that with your clients as well before you even start working together. Have that conversation with them. Yes, as the coach, it's my responsibility, and I will support you as much as I can, and I'll support you to facilitate these transformations as much as I can, but you also have to meet me halfway, right? And if you're prepared for that and you're ready to meet me halfway, then this will be a brilliant coaching relationship. So that's also something that's really important to think about. So when it comes to letting go of limiting beliefs so that you can get out of your own head and focus on supporting your client, there's a few things that we need to do to make sure that we're able to do this. Now, the first thing is to ensure that you're getting really good training that's going to completely teach you the tools to release limiting beliefs and release any setbacks or any stories that you're telling yourself that are negative or holding you back. And ideally, you want to be finding a training that's going to give you the opportunity to work with other students on the course to practice helping each other get rid of limiting beliefs, right? And I say this because when you start something new, whether it's coaching or a new business or a new hobby, or whenever you start something new, it's new, right? You've never done it before. So naturally, stuff is going to come up, right? Naturally, because you have got pre-programmed values, beliefs, stories, memories. You've got pre-programmed programs in your brain and the way that your brain is currently wired to believe certain things. And if something's new and you've never experienced it before, naturally stuff is going to come up, right? And when I say stuff, it's probably around learning something new, learning something new and implementing something new. So when you're looking for a training, ideally you want to make sure that it gives you the opportunity to really practice this stuff as you're going through the training, and get rid of limiting beliefs and any limitations or any limiting stories that you may be telling yourself, right? And within our training, so if you want to find out more about our NLP practitioner and breakthrough coach training, I've popped a link. If you're on Facebook, the link's in the show notes. If you're on Instagram, it's not there. You can find it in my bio. And if you're listening to the replay on the podcast, it'll be in the show notes. But basically what we do on our training is we make sure that we give you the opportunity and we task you to connecting with the students on the course and practicing these techniques, right? So on our weekly calls, when we host our weekly calls, I'll task you when you come to the point, if stuff's coming up, right? And when you're learning these techniques, I'll task you to make sure that you go and implement them at the same time as learning them. Okay, so not only will you understand and learn how to get rid of limiting beliefs for yourself and for your client, you'll also experience it as a practice student for the other students on the course as well. And so you'll be able to get rid of any limiting beliefs that come up for you as they're coming up and as they're happening. Okay, so the second thing is to dig a bit deeper into what the belief is that you have, right? And there may be more than one belief. Maybe beliefs around not knowing enough, not being enough, not having enough, not being able to make money. A really common one, and one that I experienced, is that you think that it has to be hard. You think it has to be hard because we get programmed, don't we, when we grow up, that we have to work hard, right? We have to work really hard. And I believe that we have to work really hard, but also things can be easy as well. Yeah, things can be easy. And so often we try and make things a lot harder for ourselves. Unconsciously, we make things harder for ourselves without even realizing we're doing it, right? So really dive a bit deeper into what is the belief that you have, what is the negative self-talk that you have going on in your mind, and what is the conversation that you're currently paying attention to that's going on in your head, right? Because when you understand this, you'll know what the limited beliefs are that are stopping you from supporting your clients to get the results in your sessions. So once you've identified the belief, what you can do is use, in fact, within our neuro-linguistic programming training, I teach you numerous techniques, right? I teach you numerous techniques that will support you to get rid of limiting beliefs, learn how to reprogram your mind, learn how to rewrite stories, and loads more, changing your neural networks and your neural pathways, and to understand and identify what the stories are and when they came from. So if you want to learn more about my program, the link is in the show notes above, and on Instagram it's in the bio. But for the purposes of today, I want to give you something that you can really action straight away, right? Something that I do still teach within my NLP program, and it's an additional thing that you can use right now to implement. So once you've got really clear on what the belief is that's holding you back, you can use what's called the 6 steps to unravel a belief, right? The 6 steps to unravel a belief. And I recommend that you use this on yourself, but I also, I teach this as well so that you can actually use it with coaching clients as well. So it's really powerful. So the first thing you do is you ask yourself, what is the belief? The second thing you do is you ask yourself, why do I believe it? Then you ask yourself, what am I afraid will happen if I don't believe that? Right? How powerful is that? What am I afraid will happen if I don't believe that? Then we ask, well, do I believe that? Right? Do I believe that? And then we ask, whose belief is that? Whose belief is that? And then we ask, what can I believe instead that will support me? What can I believe instead that will support me? Now, this is really powerful because if we go to like number 5, right? Number 5 was whose belief is that? If we just dive into that a little bit, whose belief is that? Now, within my NLP practitioner and breakthrough coaching program, I teach you about where beliefs come from and how we form beliefs, especially within our imprint periods between the ages of 0 to 7. Now, within that period, we're like a sponge, right? We're soaking up all of the information that's going on around us, everything that people say, everything that people think around us, the decisions people make, the decisions that we make within that period, within the decisions that we see other people make, that we see our parents make, our caregivers make, our siblings at that age. And all of our beliefs are usually begin to form around this age. And then what happens is we've got this backpack on, right? This backpack full of this stuff that happened years and years and years ago that we're not necessarily consciously aware of. But we're still carrying around this backpack on our backs, and it's not necessarily serving us. It can be very limiting, right? It can be empowering, but it can also be very limiting. So when you ask yourself, whose belief is that? Often it's something that's stemmed from your childhood with this backpack that you're still carrying around, and it doesn't serve you, and you don't need to be carrying it around. So the 6 steps to unravel a belief is a really powerful, simple way to implement what you're learning here today straight away. And within my full neuro-linguistic programming training and breakthrough coach program, I teach you tons more techniques which you can implement for yourself and also implement with your clients. So just to recap them, what we were talking about was how to let go of limiting beliefs so you can get out of your head and focus on supporting your clients. So 1, ensure that the training that you get, the coaching training that you get, supports you to be able to release limiting beliefs for yourself and for others, and also gives you the opportunity to practice these techniques with other people on the course, ideally. Number 2, dig a bit deeper into what is the belief that you have, what is the negative self-talk that you have going on in your mind, and what is the conversation that you have in your mind that you're currently paying attention to. And then number 3, when you understand what the limiting belief is, you can use the 6 steps to unravel a belief, which is a really quick way to implement now, and you can action now, which is 1, what is the belief? 2, why do I believe it? 3, what am I afraid will happen if I don't believe that? 4, do I believe that? 5, whose belief is that? And 6, what can I believe instead that will support me? So that's it from me today. I hope that was helpful. It was a topic that's been requested quite a lot within our Facebook community, so I wanted to share it out with you and support you as much as I can. If there's something specific that you would like help with, please do reach out and ask. You can find me in our Facebook group, Coaching Secrets. I'm constantly asking questions to understand and learn what you want and what you need help with. My coaching program and neuro-linguistic programming program is currently open for enrollment, and we do have some epic bonuses available for this week, and you can find the details of that in the show notes if you're on the podcast, in the description above if you're on Facebook, and on the link in my bio if you're on Instagram. So have an amazing day. Thank you for joining me, and if you need anything else at all, you know exactly where to find me. I'm Rebecca Lockwood, your neuro-linguistic programming trainer, hypnosis trainer, and breakthrough coach trainer. Have an amazing day.